Hey Evil Dead fans, just wanted to show you guys the Trifari necklace replica that I've been talking about so much. Alright. So this is the top. Basically, this is kind of like a, for lack of a better term, this is a collaboration of a couple of different builders that kind of helped get this all together. Most of the resource we got on this was from bookofthedead.ws. Rob's always a great resource for Evil Dead props. So, we've got ourselves the Trifari. The necklace is actually quite long. I have it embedded underneath the padding here so that it ships well. But as you can see, if I can just get this to focus the right way, the lens and the glass are see-through. So this isn't the usual smoky, clear resin situation that we usually have. Come on over here. So, if you look at this, this is quite see-through, but I have aged the edges of the glass to kind of make it look a little antiqued. This is a resin casting. It's two-sided. And you can see with the reflection, it's quite a smooth finish. Little scuffs, little nicks. I tried to do most of this deliberately. This actually came out completely crystal clear, which was great, but it just didn't look right. It didn't match the kind of weathered, semi-beat-up, older look that I had, and I wanted it to have that older look. This is actually a commission piece for somebody else, Crazy Joe. Crazy Joe is getting this, so I wanted it to match kind of the beat-up antique look. This was originally cast from a 3D print from a custom mold done by another fellow builder at Make Mia. His name's Gavin. He's a really great builder and really great with a 3D printer, but as you all know, 3D prints are not props right off the print. They have to be sanded and helped along, and quite frankly, they suck. If you just print a 3D print and you paint it, you're not a prop builder, and I don't like you. I hate scan lines on any prop. So you gotta finish them, and it takes a long friggin' time. So it took me about 2 months to really sand it down the way I wanted it and get it kind of looking the way I want. And I didn't want it to look perfect, because in Ash vs. the Evil Dead, it's a little older, a little beat up. He hasn't kept it well. He's just kept it since, you know, the 80s pretty much. So the thing's 30 years old. So it's a little scuffed, a little bumped. We used Molotov Chrome over a cold casting of resin, so it has a nice, good look to it. It gives it some depth, some of the shiny silver highlights, as opposed to just the standard cold cast gray underneath it. The chain is a legit chain. It matches. So the boxes that I chose are not probably the exact size, but you have to remember, the Trifari in the series is small. I mean, in the movie is small. Actually, I have one here. Let me find this little bastard. Go to my little kit of mini molds and things like that. So if we go back to size comparison, this is an actual size Trifari. This is the one from Ash vs. the Evil Dead. This is so friggin' tiny that nobody would want this and nobody can use this. So I didn't even bother messing with this. This is actually so small, you could probably get away with 3D printing this and just leaving it alone. But anyway, 50 millimeters wide, I believe, on the big end. So the Ash vs. the Evil Dead was resized appropriately to match the custom one done for the show. That's what I asked him to work with me on, and we did. And together we've come up with a really nice replica. And it's affordable, because Trifaris, as you know, they don't make anymore, so if you find one, great. If you don't, you don't. There's a gold one floating around out there that's exactly like the silver one. It's just gold. That's great. You'd have to paint it. As a matter of fact, I believe Evil Dead 2's necklace was a gold one repainted silver. So they couldn't even find them when they were doing the damn movie. But for the series, looks like this. And it really, really, really has a good finish. I love my aged glass effect. It's done with a combination of talcum powder, cleverly timed fingerprints in the drying process, and then a lot of wet sanding with 600 grit, and then some buffing. You can use a Dremel buffer for that and a buffing compound, but you got to be careful where you buff, because you want it to have like a frosting on the outside. So this is off to its new home. The box probably does match the original Trifari box that he used. It's probably the same size, because jewelry boxes are pretty standardized. I just wanted one that had a specific look, so this one has a nice light blue. The cover, the little art piece has been added by me, but this was not hand painted, so this is just put on there, but it does make a nice display piece, and you can wander over here and put it with your chainsaw, your Necronomicon, your Books from Beyond, custom Knights of Samaria ring caps are available through any one of the two admins on our page, myself or Brett. Brett has a mold now and is able to do them as well, so either one of us can help you out with that front. So I just have a Master Morph over here for fun. But whether you need, you know, grill caps with speaker holes drilled in them in case you have a speaker behind it, solid. You need the blade plugs from the show. You need the actual chainsaw, you talk to Brett. You need other little parts, you could talk to me. We got a lot of builders doing a lot of things. If you need a dagger, the best dagger out there is by this Russian dude. I think it's Cinnabite FX. I'm not 100%, or Cinna FX or something like that. Brett did a nice video on it. Go check out his page if you want it. My dagger has found a home. Nightmare won my 100 subscriber giveaway. That dagger is now sitting in Nightmare's house. Hopefully he enjoys it. I will be making a new one in the near future. We're probably not going to reproduce the dagger because this other guy's is so damn good. Unless we can get our hands on one from the show itself and cast it, you might as well just buy it from this dude, because he did a great job. It's not cheap, but nor should it be, because it's hand-sculpted and beautiful. So, give it a go. If we could come up with a 3D printed equivalent, working with Gavin and some of the other crew, we will let you know. But needless to say, the next project I have requires pouring resin, so I got my Smooth-On kit over here, and we're going to be printing out some and copying up some new stuff. As far as the Power Ranger update goes, Lord Draken is still working his way through the stages. We should have that in the near future. But yeah, great job with this. I'm really happy with the team build. I'm exclusively handling all US reproductions of this, and don't worry, all parties involved are additionally compensated every time we sell one, so it distributes among the knights. We do not solely share, like it's just a commission for each of us. We share it among all the builders so that we can afford to keep buying supplies and keep building. So we're a community and we're growing with your guys' help, but if you are an Evil Dead collector and you have never been able to get a hold of your Trifari, then I would encourage you to reach out to us and pick up an Evil Dead, Ash vs. the Evil Dead version.